The Place for Indigenous Art and Culture is a signature project under the Murrumbidgee strategy. It represents a major investment in reconciliation, education and conservation of Indigenous knowledges for future generations. The Place will be an Indigenous-led research and teaching facility, providing an in-country, focused, accessible and purpose-built home for Indigenous cultural objects, artworks and natural history specimens.
The Place for Indigenous Art and Culture at the University of Melbourne has been the dream of many people who've encountered our vast Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultural heritage collections. We have collections that are quite extraordinary. They're national treasures, and I would suggest some of them are indeed global treasures. We have some works that I thought I, had an intellectual understanding of, and when the box is opened and I see a beautiful painted ritual paddle, my breath was taken away. And the idea that, somebody held this in a ritual and that it was used to convey sacred narratives in ritual form. All of this comes to life when you see the original. Once we have a place for Indigenous art and culture and a unified catalogue, the opportunities for object-based learning expand immeasurably. People in communities of origin want to see these works and they want to get close to them because they want their young people to be able to paint in the style of their ancestors. So if we have a place for Indigenous art and culture, we can attract the artists, their families, their descendants, experts, other artists, curators, scholars, art historians, visual anthropologists from Australia and all over the world in order to be able to, write the histories of the longest art practice in the world.
The Place is a truly exciting project currently at the University of Melbourne, and more than any other activity in the Indigenous space, it has the potential to be a real legacy piece. This is something that will have impact today, and in 50 years' time and 100 years' time. I would invite all Australians to join us in this important activity and journey.
And those collections were acquired and then they were placed in storage, often dark storage, often ill-equipped for humans. And what I've found with working with senior Aboriginal people across Australia, they'll come in and the first thing they want to do is re-sing that object to life. It's no longer an object, it's a relative. They know the maker, or they are their family. And the first thing they want to do is bring it out and give it some life because it shouldn't be stuck in a dusty store. So we're being transformational on this project. We're really thinking about things differently. And we actually want to talk to the object as having a living culture, being a part of something bigger than all of us and still creating that same engagement that you would get if you'd seen a long lost friend for the first time in 20 years.
The Place is important foremost for Indigenous communities, and through that, it is of national and international significance. We're going to do something with this new place that hasn't been done before and is incredibly important. If we get that right, and if we have that really deep conversation, Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander communities, that will bring the project to international significance.
We invite our university supporters to be a part of this significant project. Together, we can play a vital role in preserving Indigenous knowledge, repatriating it for future generations, and supporting truth-telling through the documentation of stories and songs held in objects. The Place for Indigenous Art and Culture is a key step towards this important goal.